to find out what is wrong with my leg. I may not find out tomorrow, but the reason I have it on these beautiful candles is just to show you what I'm looking at, and it just gives me so much peace to look at a candle. Anyway, I'm very sorry, but I'm back and happy to be here, and I'm going to make this an easy video tonight. I'm sorry, but I have to use the pause me, unfortunately. If I can turn this around. Stop. Okay. I don't know. This pause me video, it's a mess. Now, if I keep it straight up and down, I don't have a problem with, as far as you seeing. I'm going to show you. I have a paper written down for what we're going to talk about tonight, and as you see, it's backwards. My grandson's coming over this weekend, and he will help me with this. See, it's backwards, and if I turn it to the side, like most of you tell me to do, no progress. So, I'm going to have to turn it to the side, unfortunately, and because I will have to pause this tape a couple of times. Okay, I'm very sorry to have to use this pause me video, but I don't have a choice tonight because I will have to pause. If there are any interruptions, or if I have to stop, so I'm not going for 3 hours on this video. Okay, so we're going to do a short video tonight. Before I get started, I'd like to say, please, I'm letting you see Charlie. I know a certain person likes to see Charlie when I'm doing my videos. I was going to do my picture frame message board, but we are going to do that. I have what I need. I purchased some green foliage that I want to wrap around it, like I do have in my bathroom. I'm deciding on a color for the dollar store frame, and we will do that tomorrow if God spares and everything goes right. Tonight, I'm going to show you how to make 2 flowers out of felt, and to prove to you that I do this all the time, I want to show you some of the flowers that I have done in the past and saving them for different crafts that I'll be working on in the future. Okay, here's one pretty flower that I may use. I don't know what this flower is. It's kind of like a daisy, but it looks more like a poinsettia. But in one of my next videos, not the next one tomorrow, but another one, this is a little more complicated, this type. Here's another flower that I make, which is not complicated at all. You just have to do a centerpiece and then your little worms, I call them, little worms on the outside of the flower. But I can tell you, I have made hundreds of flowers, put them on wreaths. This is another type of flower I can make. If you look in my box, I have tons and tons and tons of felt flowers. They're all ready for any projects that I'm going to do. But for tonight, I want to show you how to make a rose and a, what I call a little, kind of reminds me of a gardenia in a way, flower. And that's what we're going to do. So I have 3 colors tonight. We're only going to do 2 flowers, but because it's Christmas time, I chose red. So you can use a template, but I'm going to use the lid of a candle. and go off to the corner so you can save the felt. I get my felt in AC Moore or I get it in Walmart, but let me just be straight with you. I prefer AC Moore, simply because the felt quality is much better. Now, if you can see, and I'm going to put a little more light on the subject here. If you can see, I drew the circle very faintly with a Sharpie. This is like a lime green Sharpie so that I can see it. So we're going to cut it out the circle. Best that you can. Try to stay in the lines. And another thing I love about these flowers, if you know anything about me, they can come out in the most imperfect way and still be beautiful. I made my Christmas wreath out of most of these felt flowers. I just wanted a wreath with simply the felt flowers just to see what it would look like. Another thing you need is a really good pair of sharp scissors. Now these need to be sharpened in the worst way, but I'm going to have to do that later. Okay, so you have your round template, your round circle. We're going to make a red rose first. Okay, now what you're going to do is you're going to cut in a circular motion around the circle, but you're going to weave in and out, kind of like little squirrelies, in and out, as careful as possible, at about, I would say, less than a half of an inch. So you start on the edge, and you go in, and you kind of like weave it, like make little, like picture like waves, like the waves in the ocean. And just, you know, keep it about a little less than a half of an inch and keep going around. Doesn't have to be perfect. Don't worry, if the rose will turn out, I promise you. I haven't done these in a while, so I'm probably in the same boat you are as far as, see what I'm doing here? Making those little waves. You just keep going around until you're all through and you end up at the end of the circle. Charlie's doing well tonight. He had several walks. He spent the night at my grandson's because my grandson missed him. And I wasn't feeling that great, so I was kind of glad to get a rest because Charlie likes to be walked a lot. All right, so at the end, you see what we have here? But I'm going to take a little swirl one more time, and you end up with like a little circle like this and a squiggly little piece of felt. All right, I'm glad you got it. I have a white piece of felt so that you can see it better. Now you take the end, the very beginning of your felt, and make sure your glue gun's on. I should have told you that in the beginning. And have plenty of glue sticks on hand. I have plenty. You start at your end and roll it. You're going to roll it as tight as you can and try to stay within the borders of the flower. Like try to keep it as even as possible as you're rolling. All right, now I'm going to roll a little bit and then glue. Some people roll it for the longest time and then glue. I'm going to put a little dab of glue as I roll. And be very careful not to get burnt, because you will, believe me. These are the one things I have been burnt so many times. Just keep rolling along the sides, kind of like squish your little flower down. Okay. Add a little more glue, a little tiny drop to the outside of the edges of the flower. As so, and just keep rolling and rolling. And you see those little pretty edges of the rose coming along? little more drop of glue. Keep going. And then when you get to the end, glue that little tiny spot there just to shut it off. Shut it, like, to glue it down a little bit, okay? And then this piece, you are going to wrap it around the flower. And this little piece here you have, that little round part at the end, you're going to glue the bottom of the rose. At the bottom of the rose, some glue. Carefully press down on the bottom of the rose until it's glued down pretty taut. And I'll show you your little rose. These are the easiest thing to make, honestly. And you'll have a beautiful little rose, as so. So you have your bottom, and if you want, I have some green here, you can cut some little leaves. Just real fast, I'll show you. What I do is I cut like a little rectangle. If you wanted to put little leaves on them, now here's your rectangle, and I just kind of cut a little leaf, like, you know, I just go along the sides and then turn it around and cut it into the shape of a leaf. And you can glue them on as so. And you have a little rose with a leaf. You can put two, you can put one. Two would kind of look cute, but I'm just showing you what you can do. Okay, now that's that. Another easy flower that I make a lot of is, it's kind of like a gardenia. I'm not really quite sure of the name of it. I will find out for you. But once again, we're going to use this. If you want a bigger flower than the rose we just made, use a bigger template. So find something, a bigger candle holder, a glass, a vase. And in the meantime, we're going to use this one because I found out I use the smaller flowers more often than I use the big flowers. Okay, so we're going to go around with our pen or Sharpie. Make sure it's like a lighter color. Cut your circle out. I'm going to cut this out, so I'll be right back. Hi everyone. As you see, I have my circle cut. So now we are going to cut. This is an easier one. We're just going to do the same thing we did with the rose, only no weaving in and out. Don't make the waves. Just cut at about that much. It's probably less than 1/2 of an inch. Go all the way around the flower until you get to the end. Just go in a circular motion. Keep it, try to keep it about the same width if you can. If you go off a little bit, don't worry about it, but try to keep it just the same width going around the flower. The circle rather, I'm sorry. And keep going. You're not putting any waves into this flower. It's a different, little tiny bit, excuse me. It's a little bit of a different look until you're making your little last circle, and you're gonna end with that. It's that little bottom. That's gonna be your bottom. Once again, you have your glue gun. I'm gonna load it up with another stick just in case. And we're going to start at the beginning where we started the cut, and we're going to roll. And I always kind of wet my fingers a little bit to get that first one rolled. It just kind of helps the felt stick. And like I said, I would prefer to get the felt. It's a little tiny bit more money. I think the felt in Walmart is like 22 cents a piece. And the felt in AC Moore is maybe 50 cents a piece, sometimes cheaper because you have coupons. I always have a coupon, always, with All right, I'm going to put a little glue with AC Moore. I'm a member there, so it saves me at least 5% plus any coupons I have. Sometimes they send me coupons and I get it $10 off my purchase. And since I'm a crafter, it's well worth it. All right, so you're going to go round and around. I love this flower. Honestly, I love it better than the rose. But I don't know. I know the name of it. Not gardenia, but gardenia's in my head right now. So we're coming to the end. When you get to the end, a little bit of glue to glue it to, be careful not to get burnt, to the end there. And then you've got your little circle, like right there. See the little circle? That's your bottom. You're going to take your glue on the bottom, put a little dab of glue there, and put your little circle of felt at the bottom and just stick it down for a second. And then you turn it around, and there you have your little flower. It's a different look than the rose, but it's just as easy, and I just simply love this flower. I really do. I use them a lot on my wreaths, not just my wreaths. I use them on so many things. So here they are. I made some. This is the rose. This is the gardenia, we'll call it for now. I have made so many different types of flowers, but I made a friend of mine one of the whiteboard boxes that I'm sending off to Lisa. I didn't send it today. I am sending it tomorrow. She asked me to make her a whiteboard with the little pencil box, and I made it for her. And I said, you know, I told you I personalize things. She said she loved her dogs and that she loved gardening. So I made her a little, if you go onto one of my videos with just the music and my crafts, you'll see her whiteboard. I believe I made it like a pretty blue. She loved the blue and lime green. And I made the box, the pencil box, and I made it into a flower bed with all the handmade flowers, and I made the stems from leftover ends of the flower picks that I had. I just glued them right on there and put some foam inside the box with the flowers, and it was adorable. And she loved it, by the way, and she talks about it all the time. Hi, Sue, if you're watching. Anyway, so that really turned out cute. So you can take these little flowers and make like little daisies or something like this pretty flower, and you can stick a stem in it and, you know, make like a little flower bed, or you can use your imagination and do what you want, but I thoroughly enjoy these flowers, and I have made several wreaths with all felt flowers, and I'm telling you, it was beautiful. So that's it tonight. Tomorrow, I would have done the picture frame, the picture message board for your bathroom. However, I bought the stuff and I just didn't feel up to going downstairs in the elevator, blah, blah, blah. Excuse me, to go get the materials that I bought to make it. And I thought it's better to keep this short tonight. Anyway, thank you for watching me tonight. I hope you enjoyed the flowers. Thank you for not being mad that I wasn't on last night. And before I go, I'm drinking a latte. That baby is so good. Oh my God. Just what I need, right? And 2, I want you to see Charlie, of course. Charlie. See how he watches me do my videos? He loves it. See? Oh, he's so doggone shy. Charlie, say hi to him. Say hi. Okay, well, there he is. Anyway, have a nice evening. God bless. Godspeed. I hope this video turns out okay. Take care.